In this video, we are going to tell you about Hunter Biden. The black sheep who got Trump. Hunter is the younger of Joe Biden's two sons. Before moving forward, if you are new on our, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for future interesting videos. He never showed as much promise as his brother Beau, stumbling through life and often trading on his dad's name and position for financial gain. He's more or less operated in the background as something of a black sheep in the family. But he emerged at the forefront of American politics in 2019 over work he did in Ukraine that fueled a bogus conspiracy theory at the heart of Trump's decision to strong-arm the country's president. It's not unusual for the children of successful politicians to trade on their family's famous name and connections to get ahead in life. And when that happens, most political parents hope for a trajectory like the one enjoyed by Beau Biden until his life was cut short by cancer in 2015. Beau followed in his father's footsteps to Syracuse University for law school, and then clerked for a U.S. District Court judge. He got a job at the Justice Department and then became a federal prosecutor. He then dipped into the private sector briefly. But when Delaware's Attorney General Jane Brady resigned to take up a judicial post, the state's governor appointed Carl Damber to serve as a placeholder attorney general who wouldn't run for re-election. Beau won the seat in the 2006 midterms. Damber got appointed to serve as the head of Delaware's Corrections Department. And all eyes were on Beau to run for governor in 2016 when Jack Markell's term would be expiring. Only an extremely naive person would see this as a career free of nepotism. But Beau, like a successful politician's kid, had to actually do his work adequately each step of the way. As a candidate for Attorney General, he clearly got a boost from his dad's name, and it seems like the Delaware political establishment was working to open up, and Hunter Biden's whole career is being Joe Biden's son. According to Adam Entis's profile in The New Yorker, it was clear to family and friends that Beau would follow his father into politics. While Hunter was initially interested in more artistic pursuits, but with a baby on the way, he decided to go straight to law school. The desire to make money is pretty commonplace. Hunter, after a year at Georgetown Law, was able to transfer to Yale and finish out at the country's most prestigious law school. Yale law grads don't normally hurt for opportunities to earn a decent salary, but Hunter interestingly went to work right away for MBNA, a major Delaware-based bank, later purchased by Bank of America, that was also a big contributor to Biden's campaigns. This was part of a much larger coziness between Biden and the bank that the then-senator took flack for from conservatives like Byron York, who dumped him, the senator from MBNA, in a 1998 American Spectator article. The nickname stuck in years to come as Biden became the leading Democratic advocate of a bankruptcy reform bill that most Democrats opposed but that major credit card issuers like MBNA strongly favored. There's no reason to think that Biden backed MBNA's position because his son worked there. Senators normally line up with their home state's major employers' policy priorities. It's more like Hunter got the job due to his dad's overall cozy relationship with the company. Hunter's career, however, never really seems to have quite launched as an independent entity. In 1998, he went to work for the U.S. Department of Commerce and then left after the Clinton administration ended. He formed a lobbying firm with an old associate of his dad's. By mutual agreement, Hunter avoided lobbying his father but did continue to collect consulting fees from MBNA through the 2005 passage of the bankruptcy bill the bank had long sought. In 2006, President George W. Bush appointed him to the Amtrak Board of Directors as a gesture of bipartisanship. Here's how Tom Carper, Delaware's other senator, described his qualifications for the job. Emphasis added: peached. Hunter Biden is a native Delawarean, and I would go on to say that he's also been nominated to serve on the Amtrak Board of Directors. When Hunter was unable to get into the University of Delaware, he instead went on to Georgetown and then to Yale Law School and managed to get through those oak. He's ended up being senior vice president at MBNA, one of the largest financial institutions in the country. He served as executive director of economy policy coordination at the U.S. Department of Commerce. About 5 years ago, he went off and formed a law firm here in Washington, D.C., and now they represent over 100 clients, including a bunch of nonprofit organizations and educational institutions. Hunter Biden had a lot of problems in life. Stepping back from politics, the Hunter Biden story is basically sympathetic. His mom died in a car accident when he was a little kid. His dad was a loving but busy U.S. senator. And his older brother was accomplished in ways he couldn't quite match. And the history of American presidential politics is littered with similar characters like Billy Carter, Tony Rodham, and Neil Bush, who try to capitalize financially on relatives in the White House, and thereby succeed in embracing their family without really accomplishing much of anything. In May 2013, Hunter joined the U.S. Naval Reserve, for which he required 2 waivers, one because, at 42, he was above the normal age for a military recruit, and the other due to a previous drug use incident. In August, his brother Beau received the initial diagnosis of the brain cancer that would eventually kill him. By February of 2014, Hunter was discharged from the Navy for testing positive for cocaine. The next spring, Beau died. In October 2015, Hunter separated from his wife Kathleen. She filed for divorce in 2016, and in paperwork complained that Hunter had been spending extravagantly on his own interests, including drugs, alcohol, prostitutes, strip clubs, and gifts for women with whom he has sexual relations. Sometime in 2016, Hunter began dating Beau's widow, which family members claimed to be supportive of, but that relationship unraveled by early 2019. Joe Biden didn't do anything to help Hunter in Ukraine. Back in 2014, after a change of regime in Ukraine, Hunter Biden joined the board of a scandal-plagued Ukrainian natural gas company named Burisma. Hunter had no apparent qualifications for the job, except that his father was the vice president and involved in the Obama administration's Ukraine policy. He got paid up to $50,000 per month for the job, and the situation constituted the kind of conflict of interest that was normally considered inappropriate in Washington until the Trump era. These days, of course, the President of the United States regularly accepts payments from foreign sources to his company while in office, and so do the Trump children. The Obama administration probably should have done something about this at the time, but the White House couldn't literally force Hunter not to accept the job. And given the larger family context, you can see why Joe might have been reluctant to confront his son about it. This would all be a small footnote in history, except that by 2016, officials throughout the Obama administration and in Western Europe had come to a consensus that Ukraine's prosecutor general, Viktor Shokin, wasn't doing enough to crack down on corruption. Biden, as he later colorfully recounted, delivered the message that the West wanted Shokin gone or else loan guarantees would be held up, and Shokin was, in turn, fired. There was nothing remotely controversial about this at the time. No congressional Republicans complained about it, and the European Union hailed the decision to fire Shokin. Thanks for watching.